And we were asked to become involved in a project, although I'd really now like to call it a process, because we're really at a very early phase of that, particularly this second group. And all that we really knew was that it would involve residential experiences in wilderness places. The first meeting took place in the Scottish Book Trust in Edinburgh, and we knew from that point that this was both an intriguing, exciting, and also at times a very challenging process.
We were about to think of the territory not just as there for us. I think I can say that although I have been involved in the outside world, the natural environment quite a bit, to a certain extent it was there as an attractive sort of wallpaper, just for me, just so that I could have some nice days out. A backdrop to my activities. I soon realised that nature was much bigger than this, much, much bigger. And particularly Knoydart, I think, it's so vast, so impassive, so all-encompassing. You can't help but think of yourself as, one small, relatively insignificant life in one very, very vast and impressive landscape.
Natural change looks so incredibly simple. All you have to do is go somewhere phenomenally beautiful. And then one day you get up very early, but not as early as I usually have to get up. And instead of doing the usual thing where I'm trying to take 5 meetings worth of stuff and something to cover every possible professional emergency I could come up with in that day into a bag about this big, which I can still carry, all I needed to do was wear something warm and waterproof, pick up a notepad and a pen, a flask of tea, because we're on the west coast of Scotland here, a job lot of industrial strength Madeira plant, and then as the sun comes up, walk out into a beautiful landscape until you find an appealing spot. And when you found it, sit yourself down and have an entire day to yourself. Simple stuff. But oh boy, if the natural change teaches you one thing, it's that simple and easy ain't the same thing at all.
I'd like to share with you some of the things that I wrote after my first solo in Knoydart, Dawn Till Dusk. I wonder if I will be able to commit to my imperfect place for the whole day. I spend time thinking about my pursuit of perfection. I consider my silty pond. I wonder if I'm in a constant state of stirring, never allowing the silt to settle. Today, I try to let the silt sink slowly to the bottom.
It's a process of change for me, in me, and to me, because that's what it did. And it's also about harmonising. You are given time, no distractions. And at that time, I really needed that time to sit down and just think. And it was absolutely great. Sheila was saying this. I wrote poetry. I wrote a poem to my children. Given that time, I wrote a poem to my partner at that time. And it was absolutely amazing to be given time.
This deeply experiential approach in nature and for periods in silence aims to inform us about sustainable living and to engender the personal, social and cultural transformations we urgently need within our world. This time we spent in nature, and particularly in silence, had a profound impact on my thoughts, feelings and attitudes towards myself and the natural world.
It was about being, not doing. Everybody nowadays is do, whether it's tweeting or Facebook or Google, whatever's happening now, it's all about do, and a call here. There's no chance to be, to live, to understand what's going on in the world, and to understand that we are a part of it, and that we should look after that and take that forward. And for me, that's one of the important things that I want to now take on.
There is no dualism. I'm not a visitor or tourist. I'm actually of this earth. I'm not just admiring its beauty. I am in the earth and of the earth. This shift to a more earth-centred approach has transformed me on a personal level, but also on a professional level.
I trust this process because I feel I am walking in the footsteps of a much older tradition. I value this connection with the past. I think today has been my transition from one phase to the next. Nothing remarkable has happened. I haven't seen a golden eagle. I haven't seen a stag. I haven't cried with loneliness or fear. But I have designated this day. It is a good day to designate. I name this day as the gentle ebb of one phase of being into acceptance of my next phase of being.
And one of the things that has changed for me over the past wee while is I was very much a, let's go make it happen, let's do it, let's just go and teach them, and that'll be it, you know, and they'll learn, and that's us, and everybody will be recycling and what have you. And dead simple. Of course, it doesn't work that way, because people are people, and people are different. And some people don't want to engage, some people do want to engage. And so writing a programme might work well, but if the person that's actually doing the learning experience doesn't believe in it, then it'll never go across, it'll never work. So it's about trying to do it in the right way and go on that journey. And that's been a difficult experience as well, because normally I'm like, where's it going to take us? What's the outcome going to be? If you spend that 20 grand, what's it going to give us? When, where, why, and what's it going to come out with? And for the 4 people that are here from the college, shut your ears. The issue, of course, is that I think that where we're now going is that it's much more willing to perhaps accept that you can spend some money and maybe not know exactly what the outcome might be. It's not about definitely having it. It's about having that experiential outcome.
And if I think about what we do in the environment in which I work, and the environments I think in which many of us work, is we're really, really good at knowledge. We're really, really good at developing skills. And that bit, the affective bit, is the bit that we've lost. And that affective bit is so important. And that's the bit that the natural change process for me in relation to our education environment has reconnected me with.
We want to promote a values-based transformative change model in education. The Scottish Standards Framework has as one part of it values. It's not just about skills, not just about knowledge and understanding. Values and commitment are very important too.
And really, it was about healing first. Interestingly, in the booklet, there's a wonderful quote. A chronic lack of time to reflect, explore, and share our deepest feelings may well contribute to our ecologically unstable life.
Initially, I was reticent to share my personal thoughts, but triads, where they had a listener, a speaker, and observer, offered a safe space, along with the TP, to share stories and to begin to share your values and beliefs with others, something that we don't normally do in our working spaces. But the obligation to engage in creative and imaginative thinking is embedded in the ethos of natural change. An imagination of how things could be otherwise is key to an initiation of a transformative process.
Natural change, if I'm trying to conclude and kind of sum this up, I think natural change positions the human person more meaningfully than before in relation to the universe, and in doing so restores a sense of responsibility and need to look after, protect that same universe in a way that campaigns cannot do.